everybody. I'm sitting here with my very good friend, Jerry Smith, who is one of the best builders in San Antonio. And I want to tell you a little bit about him, introduce you to him and vice versa, and give you a little bit of information about some of the projects that we're working on. So Jerry, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's start with establishing your likability.
Okay.
So as you can, tell me your story. You grew up here in San Antonio?
Yes. I was born downtown Baptist Hospital quite a few years ago.
Right.
I've lived in San Antonio the vast majority of my life.
Third generation home builder?
Third generation home builder. I worked with my father for 40 years in a small semi-custom building business.
Right.
And my grandfather was a builder in South Texas before that.
Fantastic. And you guys did some developments, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yes.
And so you and Kathy are how many? Almost 30 years?
It will be 29 years this coming Monday.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations. That's great. And 2 adult children?
Yes, I have a daughter, 27 years old, that's engaged to be married in March.
Okay, so he's completely unworthy of her, but you like him okay?
Liked
okay,
him,
good. All right.
Liked him very nicely. And then my son and his wife are expecting our first grandchild in January, so we're very excited about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, my wife wants a grandbaby so bad. I tell you what, good for you, man. That's great. All right, so now let's establish your credibility. Yeah, you started out carrying lumber for your dad and framing houses, but you have built over 1,000 homes in your career?
Yes, it's probably right at 1,000 homes at this point.
I mean, that's not hyperbole. You guys developed some really nice neighborhoods. You did a lot of work in Broad Station. You did a lot of work in...
we had Oakwood.
Oakwood, that was a beautiful neighborhood.
Woods of Chavano,
right.
University Oaks, Braun Oaks. I think those are the highlights of the big ones.
Back in that day, you could buy a bunch of lots, or the developer would carry the lots, and then you could start building houses. So they were all semi-custom. Nowadays, it's a little bit tougher. The smaller guys have gotten squeezed out of the market from a lot position standpoint. Makes it a little bit more challenging. But they built some spectacular neighborhoods that have still held up really well over the years and great value. You've also done some nice custom stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have built some of the high-end custom homes out in Fair Oaks, probably about 15 years ago. But we have primarily been in the semi-custom first and second move-up market my entire career.
Some nice floor plans, but a little bit of flexibility to adjust. And
yes, we even with Rancho Valley right now, we do have standard plans, but we will modify them and do a build on your own lot program.
Or we can use just a straight up custom. And
custom. That's correct.
You've been heavily involved in the Builders Association for most of your career.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, and that's a lot of work. I mean, it's a volunteer organization, but it supports the industry that takes such good care of us. I mean, your dad was the president of the Builders Association?
Yes, Dad was president of the Builders Association, I believe, in 1972.
Okay.
He was also president of the Texas Association of Builders, 91, 92.
Oh, wow.
I was president of the Builders Association, the San Antonio Builders Association in 2002. I think Dad and I are the only father-son combination that has received the Builders Association Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh, fantastic! I gotta believe up more is going to be on. If it hadn't happened, he's on that list.
Point in time.
But yeah, that's a really rare combination of father and son that both did really, really well and gave back a lot to our community and back to the industry and the profession and everything else. And so something I greatly admire about you. So let's talk about Rancho Valley Homes and what we're doing there.
Yes, sir. Well, David Anderson is the manager of DAH Builders.
Right.
Rancho Valley Homes is a DBA of that, which I am the manager of Rancho Valley Homes.
Right. And just as a quick aside, David Anderson, also former president of the Builders Association, 35, 40 years in the industry, super credible guy. Has built some spectacular houses all over Bexar County and the surrounding areas and everything. So he's your partner on this, and he owns the parent company.
Yes, that is correct.
And then you've got a joint venture underneath that you're in charge of.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
But right now, Rancho Valley Homes is building south of San Antonio in 2 neighborhoods. The first being Atlanta Heights, which is just north of Poteet on Highway 16. And the other is a brand new neighborhood called Dairy Acres, which is in Lemming, Texas, which is north of Pleasanton, probably 6 or 7 miles. and it's right off 281.
And
both of them within 20, 25 minutes of downtown San Antonio.
And not more than 10 or 15 minutes apart between the two of them.
No, it's just less than 15 minutes.
But one is one school district and one is another. So if you're leaning Poteet, you got one neighborhood. If you're going the other direction,
that is correct. Dairy Acres is in Pleasanton School District, and of course, Atlanta Heights is in Poteet School District.
All right. The product's very similar in those two neighborhoods?
We are putting the same identical product in both neighborhoods.
Okay.
Then both neighborhoods are on 1 acre plus lots.
That's really something you normally can't get a lot for that price, and then we'll talk about the price here in a minute. But to build that nice a house on an acre and some super heavily treed lots, some of them are kind of barren, but there's a whole bunch of them. Whoever gets there first is going to get some with some spectacular trophy oak trees in them.
Right. Atlanta Heights has the trophy oak. There are some magnificent trees down there. The tree structure in Dairy Acres is more South Texas.
Right. Probably mesquite and some other stuff.
And other, but
still some pretty good,
nice lots.
Pretty good stand of live oaks and some pin oaks and some other stuff. So, the lots that you picked to build the models or the specs, very heavily wooded.
Yes, sir.
And so let's talk about the product itself. I mean, we're anywhere from...
Right now, our standard floor plans run between 1,500 and 2,000 square feet.
Okay.
All of them are single stories. Very, very nicely appointed homes.
Right. 2-car side entry garage.
2-car side entry garage.
That large lot. How big a lot do you have to have a side entry? At least 80 feet? 90 feet?
That pretty much. You need 30 feet on the side entry side, plus 5 feet in the width of your house.
Okay. So you're going to have a 70, 80, 90-foot lot to get a side entry garage. And now let's really get everybody's attention. Price point.
We are starting in the upper 300s for these homes, and we're running up into the low 400s.
Right. And not just $399.9, but somewhere south of that number, depending on the lot and the floor plan.
The floor plan, we would probably be looking at starting around $375, and that includes septic system, all utilities to the lot.
Okay. Underground utilities?
No, most of it's overhead. Overhead and to the property, and then underground to the house.
Okay, underground to the house. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, you're going to have telephone poles periodically. Cable or...
It'll be internet.
But I mean,
who do you mean? Satellite internet.
Oh, satellite. Okay, good. And everybody's on a septic. Septic's included.
Yes.
You've got municipal water.
Yes. Two different water systems, but yes, we do have municipal water in both areas.
So 15, 16, 1,700 square feet on an acre with a side entry garage, a nice 1-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, open concept, high ceilings, a lot of flexibility within the floor plan, anywhere from $375 to $425.
Right. We'll be probably $430, $435 on our most expensive or largest house,
the biggest house on the best lot, and all that sort of thing. And then there's still plenty of room if you want to build that RV garage, or you need a guest house or a casita for mom, a wood shop if you like to reload shotgun shells, or you want to run your train set, or you just need a place to put all your stuff. There's plenty of room on an acre. It's amazing how big those are. And then you do full it's not certainly not full landscaping, but good.
No, with landscaping, we leave that up to the individual.
Okay. So they're responsible for the fencing and the landscape.
That is correct. We could assist them with that if that's something they want.
Right. And now let's talk about it's harder for the small builders to compete with the big boys on incentives, but the big boys are selling you 30 and 40-foot lots, and they can buy down the interest rate, and if that's what you want and that's what you can afford, that's a great product. However, if you're looking for something a little more customized, something a little bit where you can see the stars at night, we still got some pretty aggressive packages.
Yes, we do. Right now, we are offering, with our preferred lender, a $10,000 buyer incentive.
Okay.
And that will be good for contracts through the end of November, closed in December, or on to-be builds.
Okay.
Custom homes.
And you've already sold one in each neighborhood or two in
We have sold 2 in Atlanta Heights.
Okay.
And 1 in Dairy Acres.
Okay. So we got 2 specs in Dairy Acres.
We have 2 specs in Dairy Acres today. We will be starting a 3rd one to replace the other one we had probably within 3 weeks.
Okay.
And likewise, we're in the motion to we've started we have 1 completed home in Atlanta Heights, and we are framing a 2nd one, and we will be starting a 3rd one.
Okay.
Probably within the same 2 to 3 week time frame.
And so those will be January, February delivery, March?
Probably into February, early March.
What is your, if they pick a floor plan that you've got in stock and a lot that's workable, what's from contract to close?
We are probably, depending on how long the financing takes to put in place, we're probably looking at about a 6-month turnaround.
Okay. All right, so that's come down a little bit because sometimes it's a lot longer. And you don't have to deal with all the permitting issues or HOA or architectural control issues.
We do not. Neither one of the areas has an HOA to contend with, and they are both in the county. But while we're on the subject of the county, we still follow the state building code.
Right.
We have a third-party inspector that is code certified come out inspect our houses at various stages of construction.
So you could drag that house into San Antonio,
We
and it would
take
pass.
this house into San Antonio, and it would pass.
Okay, so we don't you're not cutting back on anything, not
Cut any corners at all.
right? Fantastic. How many a lot of opportunities do we have down there?
We are in Atlanta Heights. We have about 10 or 11 lots undeveloped that we would have available to build on. Dairy Acres is in the first phase of that development. We are currently under contract with a developer for 10 lots. We've consumed 3, fixing to be 4. So we have, of our lots, 6 available. He has plenty of lots available, and there is an additional unit coming on.
And some of those get really big. With some that they have a little flood in the back, or they fall off a little bit in the back, but it's not severe topography, but just a little bit of grade. But you can get an 1.5 acres or 2 acres if you really want some privacy.
Yes.
And some walking around room.
In fact, he has sold 2 of them, but I know there's some in the second unit that are 20-acre tracts.
Oh, geez. Okay. And some of that's in the flood.
Yes.
It's not all usable, but there's still more than an acre that's usable and very heavily treed, as you can imagine. Anything that's got water through it like that.
Beautiful trees down there. Lots of wildlife.
Yeah. Good. Now, that's a different price point, but but you could build a house that's proportional. Correct. If somebody wanted 2,500 square feet.
Absolutely. We have
you could make that math
floor
work.
plans in our portfolio up over 4,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah.
And down as low as probably 800 square feet. So we're capable of building just about anything anybody would want.
You got some range.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to talk about as far as Rancho Valley or?
I think we offer an exceptionally good value for the price. We put an awful lot into our homes. We have some very, very good designs. We built 4 sides of masonry, not like 4 sides of siding like a lot of our competition does. As we mentioned earlier, we do not try and cut corners. We try and build a very high-quality house for the price range. I would not have come alongside David if he wasn't a really good builder. That's the way I grew up.
Right. Well, your name's on the door. It makes a big difference.
Absolutely.
And so, well, Jerry, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
And if y'all want to get in touch with us, you can reach our sales office at 210-729-0139, or check us out on our website, which is dah.builders. That's it. No .com, no .net, just .builders. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much for being here, Jerry.